I'm gonna try my best to stay awake this episode.
There it is. All right, well, how many did you drink a Celsius before we start recording?
No, I ate a bunch of food.
All right, well, how much
I'll do my best, and I'll do my best to try and fill out Kyle's role as best as I can.
Kyle, who's our commentator, we got Ryan, who tells jokes, we got Dan, who devil's advocates, and there we go. In case you're wondering where Kyle is, he's got bed bugs, and I don't think I don't feel like that's anything shameful to talk about. It's that his roommate went on vacation and they got in his laundry. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
Don't ever go to the Midwest of the United States. Don't ever go to the Midwest. It's a terrible place.
Well, that really bites.
Yeah.
It's true.
Alright, we are. Let me just turn this down just a hair. Yeah, that's the right level of audio. Do this while I'm recording. That's a good idea. We are going to begin our Apocalypse series. Also, happy 100th episode, everybody. Happy 100th.
Oh shit, it is.
Yeah, it's episode 100, baby.
Oh, it's episode 100?
It's episode 100.
Yes.
It is.
I'll go crazy. I'll go crazy when it starts recording.
It is. Well, I've been recording this entire time.
Oh, really?
That is the joke's on you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's get that soy. Let's get that soy going.
Comment in the comment section.
Is everybody in the comment? Leave a comment.
In all caps.
Right. So
We need
more.
the spread. We need the spread.
We need the leg spread. That's what we need.
All the darkness out there.
Oh shit!
Let's get right into it. So, Times of Judgment Apocalypse. We're doing 5 episodes of Apocalypse. We're going to go through this book in sequential order, and there's way too much stuff in this book to cover it in one episode. I think there's more content in here than the Pentex episode we did.
Well, it doesn't have to be that much content when you're actually wrapping up an entire game of the entire apocalypse of the entire world.
You got a lot of loose ends in this book, and you have a lot of stuff to cover where you can't just do it all in one go, and this book is super thick, and we have a whole lot of people writing this book. So going into the authors, flipping through this, just give me a minute. The portions we're reading today were covered by, there's like a little nice letter by Werewolf towards the start of it. They have a special thanks. It's you and everybody who bought our books and participated in the hustle where you had to buy books to find the rules out to your games, but I'm just being cynical. You know, okay, here we are. So the fiction part at the beginning and end is written by Carl Bowen. We're not getting into it with that episode because I never really cover these fiction parts. Mostly because I just don't really jam with it. This is more of a lore episode. It's not you, it's a me thing. The portions we're reading today are written by, look at this, Rick Jones, who wrote the general gist of what's in part 1, chapter 1, I do believe, and Sean Riley, who will be writing the last Battleground, which we'll be getting into. Now, there's a lot of set dressing for what this book is supposed to be as to what the apocalypse is supposed to look like. Got my notes up in another tab to keep track of just what I'm looking at, because there is a lot of stuff to cover. All right, and it says the end is here, and there's a whole bunch of fluff that's coming out of White Wolf saying, we're choosing to go out in our prime instead of writing stuff like camp books, Songkeepers, or a book about nature and demeanors. And be honest with me, you're closing up shop because you spent too much money and you ran out of money. We dug a money hole for ourselves with Wraith the Oblivion, and we will never get out of it. And that's how it happened.
Maybe.
I will never financially recover from this.
They spent so much money on Wraith, dude. So much went into it.
Doesn't seem like it. What they did. It just. I don't know any other books of the. The Wraith books,
and I'm not really like inside industry either, because I don't know how much printing really costs. Now, distribution has to be a little bit expensive, but you're still getting stores buying your stuff all the same. So there has to be.
Well, White Wolf is hiring. I heard White Wolf is hiring right now.
There it is. You mean like the shell company White Wolf that they just made for Paradox to take blame for Bloodlines 2 sucking? And now they're
Yeah.
using
Why don't you apply?
and they're because they're using AI assets for their shit now. All their stuff is using AI generated text and AI generated pictures. So what am I even going to do? I don't
know. Voice your complaints while you're in the interview.
I just clock in and then that's it. Just put the phone down and walk away.
But at least you would get
be the
answers.
best employee you can be.
Yes.
Just run World of Darkness into the ground even more.
Yeah, if only we didn't print those guild books, we could have had some more money to expand World of the Apocalypse. Maybe the Apocalypse could happen in 2006 instead of 2004. The books canonically, the Apocalypse happens in 2004. Where the Sixth Great Maelstrom happened, and then the Worm said, "Give me 4 years, and I'll end the world." That's his favorite number. He said, "If I could have been the quadratic worm, I would have been, but I'll sell for tragic." And we have, let's see, all these different chapters where the book says we have all these different chapters, or split up, where it's 4 apocalypse scenarios we got. Where let's go ahead and get into it. And they also said that Gehenna and Ascension and all the other times of Judgment stuff gets overridden if you run Apocalypse, where that stuff doesn't happen. If your World of Darkness games end with Apocalypse, Gehenna does not happen and Mass Ascension doesn't happen. If that's the case. So all the antediluvian stuff we were worried about, Ryan, it's not going to happen.
Sweet.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's good.
Is that for the first? That's for the end times, the final battle?
Yeah, the end times where, just any of these scenarios, because none of these involve antediluvians by name. And none of these involve any key players in any of the traditions, the Technocracy. I don't even think the Nefati gets brought up by name in this book.
It's almost as if splats were never supposed to mix in the first place.
Well, that's your argument here. I beg to differ on that one. That's why I say you're here to devil's advocate. All right, let's get into it. Chapter 1. Shall we cover all the horrible, horrible things that happened leading up to the apocalypse?
Sure.
Let's see. Should we break them down by every vision that Phoenix gave that?
The prophecy of Phoenix, where the name of the Silent Shredder in particular is slipping my mind. He gets name dropped later in the book, but you remember when we were doing the Silent Shredders episode, how there was a Silent Shredder that had a super long name that had a vision as to how the apocalypse was going to go down. Very similar to how St. Peter saw the Book of Revelations happening, and then he killed himself. Or I think that's what happened. That or he went to
if he killed himself, then how did the word spread?
Because he wrote down in a crazy apocalypse log and then jumped off a cliff.
There we go.
That's
okay,
the way to do
all
it.
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna record all my thoughts first before I jump down this chasm that leads to nowhere. And maybe the fall didn't kill him. Maybe he's still around. That's something you can put in your chronicle. And as for the signs, we'll break it up into different signs as to how these signs end up playing out in Apocalypse. So going down the line. The first sign, the decimation of kin. Ryan, what is the percentage chance of a Garu's child being another Garu?
It's like 10%.
Oh.
Yep.
It's like 10% now. It might have been better in the past, but there's
it's
plastic
10.
in the ocean.
It's 10 where...
Okay, I was right.
Yeah.
And of course, Ryan, the key reason behind it is Magadon. Where...
Magadon? Magadon.
Yeah, we can't say why because YouTube can't tell fantasy from reality. But needless to say, the stuff you've been taking and giving to your child, it affects your DNA and your testicles and your ovaries, and it ends up killing the changing seed within you, or at least making it very inert, very hard to have a changing breed child. And it gets to a point where in 2002, Garu stopped being born entirely. The chance drops down to 0. For 2 years, there is no werewolf born.
Pentex was successful.
They were,
Interesting.
yeah. They succeed, and there are no babies. Like, not even the Black Fury rites result in a child. And you know those ladies know a thing or two about childbirth. So it's completely gone. The birth rate is completely gone. And the Black Furies say, well, it's time to close up shop as a Garu Nation. This is a sign that everything's over. We're toast as a tribe or toast as a nation. And then a whole bunch of other spiritualists, Garu, say, well, hold on a minute. Maybe the reason why we're not having kids isn't because of Pentex. maybe it's Gaia doing that, where they still have babies, they can still get pregnant, but they're just not Geru at all. Where they're saying maybe Gaia's giving us a sign that we need to stop focusing on bearing kids and need to start focusing on the apocalypse, because the apocalypse is about to happen. That a toddler isn't going to be very useful in war now, is it? Unless you're doing like some Viet Cong Gaza type shit with the toddler.
Unless you're breaking, or unless you're making war crimes.
There it is, the demon baby.
Hmm.
Well, that's not really going to bother the worm now, is it? Because the Black Sparrow Dancers would happily do that.
Exactly.
And
well, I mean, I don't think Gaia would actually
endorse that.
Purposely endorse stopping like any like births from happening.
It sounds like cope to you, doesn't it?
I think it's more of just like it's just rather maybe it's something that Gaia predicted would actually happen, and that it's more of like hurry up and start breeding because there's a time limit, and I can't stop it once the time limit goes up, because like the worm is in charge of the time limit.
It's out of my hands. You got to get this done before it's too late.
Yeah.
And so therefore Autumn Leaves is in the wrong with her life play. Insta is doing the right thing. See that's another Wendigo W on my part. Along with that, all the wolves in nature die during the first sign. So exactly what the Red Talons thought was going to happen happened. And once again, the Red Talons were right about everything. There it is. No more wolves. No more wolves. Not even in Russia, where there's, I think the number was 50,000 wolves are in Russia. Yeah, they're all dead. Cool. So now wolves are extinct as a wild species. Alright, and that, of course, fucking sucks. Next up, the Tide, where the human population will increase by 1 billion every 13 years. And this is some like Malthusian human population, Great Mouse Experiment type shit that I get that I'm playing an environmentalist game that's very left-leaning. Well, at least for its time it was. But I really do hate that kind of rhetoric. We're saying, oh, we got too many people on the planet. I really do hate that.
How about we say this? So I saw the children of the Weaver birthing, a great tide of humans rising. I saw more and more, until Gaia groaned at having to carry them all. Their houses overrun, their rakes raping, their hands crawling at the parched earth trying to feed her. This was the second sign of the last days that Phoenix showed me that the humans would do. So, what does that mean?
That humans outnumber Geru by a significant significant margin. And along with the loss of the Wolfkin, you've lost your spiritual side. You're no longer...
Does it, though?
Yeah, you're no longer wolves.
Did we overpopulate? Because we're kind of losing people, right?
Exactly, as of what happened in 2020, absolutely. But,
yeah.
And then...
You're talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about just Western culture entirely, because...
along with it's like how like anti-natalism has become a thing now, where people don't want to have babies because of that same kind of rhetoric. Where nobody wants to reproduce anymore. It's why I got shit like the farmer's dog, where people are willing to spend $100 a week on their dog's dog food, because they don't want a baby, they want a furry baby. And that's what you get from that kind of shit. In case you're wondering who spends that kind of money on their dog. Next sign, the war and pollution, where I think the pollution part is pretty self-explanatory. The world just gets polluted as shit.
And so I looked again. I beheld the third sign. So many children, so many humans, and they fell against each other, one to one, and the worm brought forth corruption and gave each a measure. And the strange fire I saw, out of control, the great plume rising over the wilderness, spreading death wherever it shone, in the dark and cold land. And I heard the agony of the sea, and she keened, for some drunken fool had poured a lake of black death out upon her.
And as for what this entails, Kyle, first... no, you're not Kyle, you're Ryan. First of all, Chernobyl explodes a second time.
What?
Yeah, it blows up a second time.
Jesus.
And as in the Umbra, where all the... Dan, you just DM'd me that. I have OBS open up on Discord.
Yep.
Yeah. So when that...
I just don't know how to pronounce it.
I got it. So when the When the second explosion happened, all the Zhmei, you remember from Rage Across Russia, they came back. All those dragons you killed, they came back. So we got to do that all over again. How many years did it take to kill him the first time, Ryan?
Several.
10.
Yeah.
10 years of work down the drain.
So what are the Shmei?
Giant Russian dragons that eat people.
Mm.
And
So they all were killed during the whole Russian Veil, right?
During the events of Rage Across Russia, where the last one, Gregorius Deathwing, was killed with Baba Yaga. It wasn't Vasilisa who did it, it was the Geru who got that kill.
Mm-hmm.
And now we gotta do it all over again. Without Baba Yaga controlling these guys, there's nothing actually controlling and commanding the Zhmei, so they just go around the Russian countryside and just kill people. And that's it.
What they need is a new Baba Yaga.
A new Baba Yaga. Well,
A lot of Bane tenders.
as soon as Absimiliard accepts responsibility for his bloodline, he can come in and control them. As for what happens to Cachet, I'm not entirely sure what happens to him, because I don't think Cachet is brought up once in this book. He's a talent of the worm, and he's not brought up.
Really?
What else happens? The Middle East as a whole invades Africa. Well, they're already doing that today, but with terrorist groups. But
Well, in terms of the fire, so like so you're saying that's the Chernobyl
yeah, the second Chernobyl explosion that releases the Shmei.
that releases the Shmei, but how does that explain the seas kerning and the fire that's everywhere?
Well, of course, what happens is that the worst case scenario with Chernobyl happens, that shit reaches the water.
I mean, Chernobyl is pretty far away from the water.
Yeah, well, it was going to happen over time. Right? That's what the elephant's foot was for, to keep that shit inside from leaking outside, because if it did get in the ocean, that would be terrible.
I don't know. It sounds like you're coping.
See, it sounds like you're coping with it. Explain to me why they put an elephant foot over Chernobyl.
Elephant foot?
Yeah, that's
I don't know what
that
that is.
giant concrete dome they put over it, the elephant foot.
Yeah, it's because there was a whole bunch of radiation, and they have to stop people from going in there.
And then the last crazy thing that happens is that India and Pakistan go to war. Where, how many times have they done that already, but it didn't go anywhere?
Well, just it kind of happened today, or like this year, sorry, and then it didn't.
It just happens all the damn time where, oh, we're actually going to do it this time. Oh, no, never mind. We're just going to go home. Where I don't want it to happen, because it's going to be pretty nasty if it does. But, like, guys, shit or get off the pot already. Are you going to kill each other or not? I don't think you are.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of the attitude that I think a lot of people, like when times are bad and like you don't really know where the whole world is going. There always this like human mentality or wish that something big would happen to just kind of restart everything.
Oh yeah,
just like screw everything.
Yeah, people like having something to fuss about. Where if there are no problems, you're going to look for problems. That's what's going to happen. The human mind is not meant to be at rest with that.
There are plenty of problems, though.
Yeah,
you're just not looking in the right place.
There are plenty of problems, but I want something that I can't fix to complain about. I want something that's really inconsequential to complain about.
But you can fix it. You can always do something about it.
There it is. You gotta find something else to push all of your problems onto. I mean, that's the reason why the reason why anti-Semitism is so big right now, because a whole bunch of people have stuff they don't want to take responsibility for. And the next sign, the plagues. Now this is fun, Ryan.
The worm grew powerful. Its wings fanned the breezes of decay. It spread its diseases, and they were horrible. The herd became afflicted with disease of the herd and the blood. Children were born twisted. Animals fell sick, and no one could cure them. In these final days, even the warriors of Gaia could not escape the pulsed talons of the sickness-bringing death bird. No. A tear in my eye, I looked again, and Phoenix showed me the fifth sign. Okay, we'll get that later.
How this plays out is that Defiler makes two diseases and then shares it with the world. The first of these diseases is rapid onset bacterial bronchial infection, aka Robbie. Now, Let me describe the symptoms to you, Ryan. Tell me if you can survive this. What this bacterial infection does is that it gets in your lungs and it destroys them. It gives you permanent damage to your lungs that makes it impossible to hold your breath for more than 10 seconds. Like that.
I have asthma, so I'd probably be dead.
From now already, but you got asthma?
Don't those symptoms sound kind of familiar?
Yeah, it's almost like this happened 5 years ago in real life. But we survived, didn't we?
Yeah.
I should make it known. I didn't catch that once.
I got it for 4 days, and I was thinking, is this it? Is this what we shut the world down for?
I got it. It felt like nothing, and then I got a cold that wasn't it. That was much, much worse.
The cold,
a few days later.
That really was just the slot machine illness, where it affected everybody differently.
I should have got it when I saw it at Martin's.
And the next disease after that one, Ryan, is Red Death. You remember the bubonic plague? Well, this is its cousin, and he's much worse.
Yeah.
He puts enormous red pustules all over your body that spread the infection when they explode. Your other symptoms involve high fevers, aches in all of your joints, overwhelming nausea, and diarrhea. Until it gets to the point where it just kills you from dehydration. Now, you combine the two sicknesses into one, and guess what happens to you?
Oh. Just death.
That's
you
right.
fall into sickness, you die, and there's no means of curing you, and you just become twisted and distorted.
Exactly. And what this does to you stat-wise, if you catch Robbie, it will fucking shred your stamina score, where you have to make a difficulty 7 check constantly, or your stamina score is reduced by 1 for the scene. Or, if you catch Red Death, your appearance drops down to, you lose 1 point of appearance, and you lose 1 point of stamina when you get it. And that's just permanent. There's no cure for either of these diseases. And lastly, there is a zombie element to it, where even White Wolf themselves were saying, hey, this is a little bit hokey, where the Red Death turns into a zombie if it kills you. If you want to do it, you can do it, but it's not necessary for the plot. Just note that with these zombies, if you want to use them, their strength and stamina score increases by 1, their dexterity drops to 1, and all of their other stats drop to 0. As for their health levels, Dan, it's infinite. They have infinite health levels. You cannot kill these guys. Punch them, shoot them, stab them, it won't kill them. You have to dismember the body, and even after you do that, it's still alive.
But if they have no arms or no legs, then they can't kill you.
Yeah, you just have to you have to do it the same way that Dead Space works. Ryan, you played that, right?
Yeah.
Just get a wood chipper and throw them all in there.
That's the sword.
Mainly Dead Space 3, but yeah.
Yeah, the sword is going to be very useful in that scenario. Just make sure you keep it sharp. The fifth sign, the plumes of death.
So I saw other plumes rising like death spears toward the beautiful sky, piercing it, letting Father Sun burn and purge Gaia. The air grew hot, even in the darkness of winter. It was warm. The plants withered in the sun. A cry of pain and disease arose from the dying forests, as the relations cried tears of mourning. And then there's a sixth sign as well.
Where really the fifth sign is just Pentex and all these other companies start burning smokestacks like crazy, and like the environment gets even more polluted. It's basically just a repeat of the second step or the third step. Nothing really happens. Now the sixth sign. Now we get crazy.
In these days, Gaia shakes in rage. The fire boils from the depths. Ash shrouds the sky. The worm skulks in the shadows, made by these, and rears to strike. The old ones are gone. The guardians of the pathways and the crossroads are finished. In these final days, the sixth sign will make itself known in the packs that form. Each pack will have unto itself a quest, a sacred journey it must perform. Such is the will of Gaia.
Now what this means, Ryan, is that Gaia, with the last bit of energy she still has, says, okay, if my Geru aren't going to solve the problem, I'll solve it for them. What's the solution? She sets off all of her volcanoes at once.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Now, Ryan, let that sentence... think through that sentence for a minute. Every volcano goes off at once.
Even Yellowstone.
Yes. I'm glad you said that.
Even the underwater ones that no one has ever seen before.
Now,
it's gonna get very steamy. We're gonna have a very big fiery
Hawaii's
soup.
Off the map as well.
Exactly. The entire state blows up.
You can just say goodbye to California.
Pompeii gone again.
Where Ryan, what would happen to America if Yellowstone erupted?
Blackouts, severe blackouts. And not just ash would be everywhere.
Now the eruption map on Yellowstone, it's kind of spooky because you think about this, where it's due for an eruption. This can happen any day now, but
yeah.
So what's going to happen? First of all, Dan, have you ever seen that map before? Let me tell you what's on this.
No.
All right. So what would happen if Yellowstone erupted is that the states of Wyoming, Colorado, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas would just be destroyed, just instantly destroyed. As in, the ground beneath them would erupt, and that we would just have no earth. We'd just have a smoldering, burning fissure in the middle of America. What would then happen, based on the wind patterns, is that the following states would be completely covered in ashes, and these are the certainties: California, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana would both be covered in burning rock and stone that would coat everything in several feet of ash and would set it on fire. Once you were then coated with those ashes, you would then bake on the inside and turn into a stone statue that melts within.
Pompeii.
And that's
Damn. What about Florida? What about Florida?
The wind patterns would then continue to carry the ashes across the entire rest of the United States.
Exactly.
So everything. Where
you thought Florida was swampy now, wait until there's a bunch of ash mixed in there.
Where everything is made out of burning mud. And the Everglades boil.
I bet you Florida will be the only place in the world where people could actually survive.
If we want to talk about something like Miami, then yes. And the only states that would be safe theoretically would be
Alaska?
Most of New England, Alaska, and ironically enough, Oregon.
So you're saying Maine?
Yes.
Weird.
So Stephen King country.
Safe, guys.
Yes, you'll be safe, and on top of that, Canada gets a little bit fucked too. Where
I mean, we can't get possibly any fucked than we already are right now. But
you would lose Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Ontario from this happening.
Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Ontario.
Yes.
Alberta.
And let's see here.
Interesting.
Canada, provinces. I think Nova Scotia will be fine. Quebec, much to your dismay, will be fine. Manitoba's also out.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what about Manitoba and Northwest Territories.
Yeah,
and that.
Manitoba's gone.
British Columbia.
See, British Columbia, some of it. You're close to Mount St. Helen, but I think you'll be fine.
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick, maybe. That's close to New England. I think it should be fine.
Yeah, that's near me.
And Nova Scotia's fine. Newfoundland is fine. The parts of Quebec that nobody likes are fine. And
Newfoundland.
It's Newfoundland.
And then Yukon, the Northwest, and none of that will be fine. So can we get a big Wendigo W in the chat, please? That the Wendigo saw it like it was and knew what they were talking about with none of that.
Wendigo W, whoop whoop.
They're going to give the 10 a big glass of "I told you so," saying that yes, we were in the right building this giant ice fortress all the way up north where nothing could touch us. So look who's stupid now. Now, when they said every volcano explodes, Ryan, I don't think they really took into account just how destructive that was when they said
Yeah.
this. Because they said there's this battleground that goes on in Texas. Motherfucker, there is no Texas if that happens. You're not going to have a Texas.
Nope.
And in case you're wondering what happens in the book, it's that a worm farm is made there where a bunch of like evil mutants are being made by this guy. I think his name. It doesn't matter what his name is. He's not a character that's get brought up in the book ever again.
I think when they say that there's going to be a battleground in Texas after the big eruptions, I think they're putting into account all the human technology that's going to be put in place in order to prevent all the catastrophic like damage that's going to be.
They managed to build a firmament over Austin and Houston, and they survive.
It's possible they could do something to lessen the amount of damage.
We played a video game. It was called Shin Megami Tensei. We copied its ending, and there we go. And what other countries would be destroyed by this point? Well, regardless of the war that would happen, India and Pakistan would be completely gone.
Yep. Japan probably very gone.
Japan would gone. The Himalayas. What?
Is there a volcano in Japan?
No. But
oh my God, there's everywhere in Japan. How do you think
Fuji.
Japan was actually formed in the first place?
Yeah, Mount Fuji and they're right next to the fucking Ring of Fire too.
Oh yeah.
So
Australia?
No, Australia's actually fine. Australia.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with Australia. Now, the northern parts of Australia would get scorched, only because Indonesia, which is all volcanoes, would just explode. There would be no Indonesia. Next up would be Mexico.
Yep, they're fucked.
No, Mexico. Italy's gone. Where we get
I think at least half of South America would be gone.
Yeah, most of a good portion of Central Europe, the Balkans, the Baltics, the Philippines, Ethiopia, and all of the nations around it, and Turkey, gone. If that happens.
And here's something crazy. Antarctica.
Yes.
Because there's a ton of volcanoes in Antarctica.
and then all of Antarctica would melt. Damn,
just be covered in ash.
Yeah, what doesn't make sense to me is like Antarctica melting, where you're saying like, if Antarctica melts, it's going to raise the sea level. Dan, when I have ice cubes in a soda and the ice cubes melt, the level of the soda cup goes down when that happens. And I don't get how Antarctica melting is supposed to raise the sea levels. That's just something that I don't understand. And I've been told the science behind it too, but I just don't get it. So
because there's more than just water in the ice. There's also like
stones,
rocks, and stones and other shit like that.
Now if that falls in, that makes a little bit more sense. But just the idea of the glacier itself melting just never made sense to me.
Right. So now, if a volcano explodes in Antarctica, because of the very cold temperatures, the lava is going to freeze immediately, right?
Yes. So you have all these stones pouring out the side of it.
So I think if anything happens in Antarctica, it probably wouldn't do as much damage because it would just be kind of frozen over.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah.
And having said that, if humans have discovered a weather controlling machine, all they have to do is just turn Yellowstone into an icy winter.
That's all you gotta do. But it turns out that Tenocracy lost that technology with the Avatar storm.
Dan, you made a really good point with the underground volcanoes. Can you imagine the tidal waves that are going to be affecting?
Oh, exactly.
Everything?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that you can't really stop.
That's why we say that Japan would be fucked in a scenario.
Yeah.
Where, you remember the Kitsune, and how the Kitsune were put in Japan by Gaia specifically to rebuild human civilization in Japan. I guess that plan's just out the window now.
Well, unless their plan is to kind of get everybody in the country to evacuate and go wherever the fuck they are supposed to do.
We're just gonna leave Japan, let Japan get destroyed, and then come back to Japan and Adam and Eve it. And that's the plan.
Or what they could do is they could Noah's Ark it.
But we will create a giant ark, and we'll get to see Izanami in heaven. Oh, sorry, Izanagi. And one more country gets completely destroyed, Iceland. Because the entire country is volcanoes.
Makes sense.
But
But
Greenland is fine.
yeah, it makes sense.
As
It's all ice. I mean, like it's
now, Ryan, hold up your hands in front of you and count how many countries would survive this. Where I got a good computer to calculate which countries would survive. All right.
Wow, there's 7 countries,
All right.
or 7 continents.
All right. First country would be Brazil. Where we are leaving some names out of this, but Brazil would survive. Where, ironically enough, in this chapter, the Amazon is actually doing the best in all the battlegrounds they list.
not necessarily, because despite the fact that it's hard to start a fire in the Amazon, there have been forest fires in the Amazon.
There have been, and the dealt damage is still done by Good House International, but Gogol Fangs first did his job. He did his job. He chased Pentex out. So
Well, we'll see about that in my game.
and next up is, this is gonna make Kyle mold when he hears this. China. Most of China. Now, granted,
That's rough.
Tibet, Taiwan, and West China would be gone in this scenario. Tibet would have exploded, and then Taiwan would be underwater by this point. And
What about Mongolia?
Mongolia would be fine, in all honesty. And
Okay.
and then China, I mean, Beijing would be fucked, Shanghai would be fucked, but there's still a lot of cities further into China that would be fine. Now, as for whether or not the CCCP would still have control over China, I don't know, but given that they've hung on for this long, they probably would still have control over it.
What about Russia?
Well, Russia would be almost unscathed, in all honesty. Where
Nice.
At least the important parts. I think all the other regions would probably be unaffected.
yeah, the Ural Mountains and would explode, so we would have no Moscow, we would have no St. Petersburg, but everything else is fine. Everything else in Russia is fine.
Well, here's the thing. All Russia has to do is just like to evacuate all their cities. We're moving east, and that's it.
We're going to move
We'll
east
just
where it's
relocate-
cold as balls.
It's already cold as balls there. They're just gonna relocate a little further east, and they're fine.
That's all you got to do. Canada survives.
I mean, it's what they
Nice.
did in World War II.
Yeah.
They just kind of went backward because they have a whole bunch of land to go backward from.
As long as you don't live in Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, or Toronto, you will survive in Canada.
So Vancouver, unfortunately, ugh.
Yeah, Vancouver is still here. It's still around.
Vancouver will be here to stay.
I'd rather go to Newfoundland.
And I think Quebec City also survives.
Quebec City.
Quebec.
Where everything is in French and everybody there speaks French and they know English, but they just refuse to speak it. So,
Yeah, but why do they need it?
because and also you have the Quebecois. That
They're
really wanna,
very
they
they're
want,
very proud
and
of
they
their
want to
language.
secede from the Union despite taking up 75% of Canada's welfare.
They don't.
It's
They
like-
just want more stuff, and they're just threatening them with separation
the
if they
most
don't.
entitled people in all of Canada. It's Quebec.
It's Quebec.
You're not wrong.
And Australia survives. The northern part gets scorched because of Indonesia, but Australia gets to stick around and becomes even more of an authoritarian hellhole than it already is.
So what about Africa?
South Africa survives, where the entire
South Africa survived.
the entire South African region. Now, granted, it needs to survive the invasion from the Middle East first, but besides that, it'll still be around. Now, you're still gonna have chaos in Africa after that happens. But Ethiopia, where a good portion of North, Central, and East Africa would be completely fucked, you would still have all of West Africa, and you would still have a good portion of North Africa. Specifically Egypt. Keep Egypt in mind. And last three countries, New Zealand, Norway, and Sweden would still be around. And Finland, it's questionable. But there we are. So that's what the world looks like, Ryan. So how the fuck are you going to rebuild from that?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Slowly.
That's a very limited amount of land that's still that can still be used.
Yeah.
Where I also notice that most of this like horrible shit tends to originate from the United States. Most of this worm corruption tends to come from the United States, and that's the first country to go in this scenario.
It's because we do it to
Hey.
ourselves.
Hey, we'll have to bring everybody to Idaho,
Idaho.
into New England.
To bring everybody into New England.
Oh God.
Yes. Is the clam chowder good up there?
I don't know. I don't personally.
Only
like
if you
it.
go to the Chesapeake Bay area.
Yeah. When was the last time you ate a clam chowder anyway?
A couple of
When I
winters
was
ago.
younger.
And then the seventh sign. There's one.
The seventh sign.
There's
Let's
one more
see.
sign.
And I saw the sky turn black, and the moon was as blood. And the seventh sign I glimpsed through. I could not look on it in full, but its heat I could feel. The apocalypse, the final days of the world. The moon was swallowed by the sun, and it burned in his belly. Unholy fires fell to the ground, burning us all, twisting us, and making us vomit blood. The worm had made itself manifest in the towers and the rivers, in the air and the land, and everywhere its children ran rampant, devouring, destroying, calling down curses of every kind. And the herd ran in fear. And the dark ones, the children of the worm, crawled from their caves and walked the streets in daylight. I turned my head from the sight. Phoenix told me, "This is as it shall be, but not as it should be." Phoenix left me then. Now I cannot dream. I can only remember the signs, each one in perfect detail. These are the last days. May Gaia have mercy on us.
And as for what happens after that seventh sign, it depends on one of 4 scenarios that they've written for you, or you can just make up your own. So getting along with what we got.
I mean, really, you can make up your own scenarios
You
like
can,
yourself. Just
But we'll go over the canon parts, and then we'll go over fan ideas with the final episode we do.
cool.
So with all the different portents of Doom, we got some other ones too, where you have the red star, where the book confirms that yes, that is the eyeball of the consumption worm looking down at you. Where the consumption worm has been out of its cage for 4 years. I finally got the name of the guy. It's Simeon Abd al-Hakim. It's the guy that gave the prophecy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his name. So we already knew about the red star. It's called Wormwood, you idiots. Chronicle of the Last Moon, where there's a Croatan theurge called Seas the Last Moon that wrote a book about the script of the apocalypse, where it's how the entire thing is going to play out beginning to end. And now the Wendigo and Act 10 are trying to find that book, because it might be the script as to how they survived the oncoming apocalypse. That probably blew up with the rest of America. I wouldn't put much stock behind that book. A bunch of Garus start going insane, and the only other crazy thing that happens is the perfect menace is born. Can a menace have a child, Ryan?
No, I remember we talked about the perfect menace though.
Where it's a menace cub born from 2 menace parents that is perfect. He's perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. And
He's the best.
And that child has been alive for 5 years as of when this book was published.
Damn.
Yes. He's going to start kindergarten soon. It's a big day, right?
I'm surprised there weren't our entire wars waged over this.
Oh, he was. Oh, there were. You just never heard of them.
I mean, and now he'll be in his 30s.
He is. He's doing okay for himself.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
And then the different battlegrounds.
He got hit hard by the 2008 crash, though. So
yeah,
like,
he's having to work at a carnival to make money. He's making less than $13 an hour.
He's you can see him on the streets, like just kind of in a drunken fit. Hey, I'm the perfect menace.
Don't you know who the fuck I am?
The perfect medicine.
I feel like the perfect medicine Clef would get along really well.
He might be born at the end of our chronicle. Yep. He's not going to be Insta
Might
Rhodes
be.
kid, but he's going to be someone else's. As for what else is here, then we have a bunch of like mini battlegrounds before we get into the final battle. Now, going over these one at a time. The first one is Egypt. We have a final battleground taking place in Egypt. Oh, by the way, Dan, what you said about every tribe being given their own mission by Gaia, well, that's because none of these tribes can get in contact with each other. Because after everything happened, can you imagine what the Umbra looks like during this time? Where hell,
Corrupted.
Yeah.
where every moon
A
bridge,
lot of weird shit is happening.
every moon bridge
Every
gets
moon bridge
destroyed.
probably is destroyed.
Yeah, every moon bridge is
that's
destroyed, and everybody that was taking a moon bridge dies after falling to
true.
their
Makes
deaths.
sense.
And every spirit loses gnosis and gains rage. So every spirit is pissed, and every spirit is devouring each other. What happens if a spirit dies? They represent something in particular. It gets destroyed with it.
I don't know.
So what happens when
Yeah.
what happens when the spirits rebel and they kill a city father, for example?
The city destroys.
Yes.
It's destroyed.
Where either that city,
Mhm.
the city either crumbles or that city just disappears.
Oh yeah.
That's the state of the Umber right now. And also, glass workers, how fucking good is your technology now that the internet's gone? Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
what a useless fucking trap at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the battlegrounds, where the reason why everyone has their own mission by Gaia is because nobody can get in contact with each other. Is why. Not even Sunstroke
Which
can,
makes sense.
yeah, not even Sunstroke can deliver messages. The only fair breed that can is the Korax, and that's it. Virtue of flying, right? Now,
Ha.
for everybody,
They're gonna be working overtime, and it makes sense because they're the messengers.
oh yeah, every day's a work day now. You don't get a weekend anymore.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
So if all the tribes and if everybody has their purpose, how do we start from the top?
From the top. Do you want to do the changing breeds first?
Sure.
Let me get off this page. Let me skip ahead. Let's cover the fairer breeds before we get into the different battlegrounds. Okay, I found the page. All right.
Which page is it?
And see, in your books, if everyone is following along at home with their copies, is page 29.
29.
We begin with the Ajaba. Ryan, let's see if you remember this number. How many Ajaba are still alive?
Not a lot. Like there's you
In
can
the
probably
hundreds,
count them.
maybe?
It's a
Nope,
two-digit
in
number.
the
Ryan.
20s. Yeah, it's a
Two-digit
two-digit number.
20s. 25.
50.
50. Damn.
I thought it was 26.
And the Ajaba are finished off by a giant bane that takes the form of a cloud of locust. And the Ajaba just say, oh, everything was just going to shit for us already. It only makes sense that we die before the apocalypse actually happens. And great. A whole,
They get eaten by locusts.
yeah, a whole plot point kicked underneath the rug. Great.
Banes and famine and bloodshed spirits that have tragically fell all too well in Africa in recent times flock to it and devour them. If they all had a job, then what was the job?
Well, the job is to
They
die.
had to have died for.
The job is to die. That's it.
The
Exactly.
nameless entity is the
The embodiment of Blacktooth's
embodiment-
worst fear, like his vision, where Blacktooth wanted you dead so badly a locust spirit came and finished the job for him.
There's one of the things that Blacktooth had kept imprisoned, and only he knew the secret.
Yeah, that's it. It comes out of the locust spirit comes out of where they buried Blacktooth, and he comes after the job and finishes the job. So
Yeah, that's kind of pointless.
yeah, I'm so glad we wrote about the Ajaba. Well, maybe there was maybe having your own tribe breed book would have added to your longevity, perchance.
Maybe.
The Ananasi. Basically, what happens to them is that they don't really suffer from anything too bad, but they get hungry. They get really, really hungry, where they have to make willpower rolls, difficulty 8, to resist drinking blood when the opportunity arises. And this includes deoperizing each other, so to speak. You don't gain generation from eating another Ananasi. What happens is that the Beast of War wiretaps the psychic communication between the Ananasi and Queen Ananasa, and the Beast of War is now on a beeline to finish the job in killing Queen Ananasa. And that's the job where, time's ticking. Get on it before your queen dies. Uh, Ryan, should Queen Ansa survive or die, you think? If you were the storyteller here, how would you have it play out?
Survive, obviously.
Survive. What do you think, Dan?
I would say transformed.
Transform-
Whether the worm corrupts her.
she becomes simultaneously of the worm and of the weaver.
Yeah.
And she becomes Skynet.
The only reason I say survives is because right now there's a spider on my ceiling.
Is there better not be no spiders up there. I'm arachnophobic.
And I kind of want to survive the next couple of weeks.
That's your new Nazi friend?
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Let's kill it with the newspaper. Let's see. Who's next? The Bastet. If you're made by mages, you schmucks, why don't you call your mage friends and pull you out of this shit? I fucking hate that plot point. Okay, so nothing really happens with the Bastet. The Bastet were already scattered all across the world. They had no unifying leadership, and they just fight the worm. They work as freelance commandos where you either pay me in something or you pay me in nothing. I just do it for free. They basically have no agency throughout the entire apocalypse and just play second fiddle to whoever is around the area. Where, now would have been a really good time to say that they take control of the Beast Courts with the Macaulay fail, or they really lead the charge in the Africa with the Ahadi. But no, the Bastet are always just going to be there. They're just there the whole time. You're just the I was there guy, and that's
like
it.
Like a house cat in the house.
The professional starer.
When shit goes down.
If you need somebody to stare at something, they got it. So happy you're here, Bastet. And next up, the Korax, where I already said what they're doing. They're delivering messages over time. There is no clocking out of work with the Korax.
There's no time for gossip this time.
No time for sleep. You just gotta deliver messages around because you're the only messengers that can fly. And Gural. The Gural once again contribute nothing.
Oh man.
The Gural once again contribute nothing. They're just waiting for everyone to die so they can clean up the mess. They're janitors, is what they are.
Relatable.
And they're saying, "Is the fighting over? Is the fighting over?" And they just look around there from the hole in the wall they stuck out of, and then they just come over with their brooms and dustpans and clean up the mess afterwards. And that's it. I'm so glad the girl gets to spend the entire game doing nothing. So happy.
At least now, this is all just the majority of each pharaoh.
Yeah,
right?
you can still have your pharaoh actually do something in the game, but this is what most of them do.
Most of them do, exactly. So just keep that in mind, everybody.
The Kitsune, well, who cares what happens with Kitsune? They fucking die because Japan's gone. There are no Kitsune.
Let's see, what does it actually say?
The Kitsune have never been so professional and determined as they are right now. Although a certain amount of irreverence is integral to any fox, much less the entire race of foxes so clever they've mastered shape-shifting, the Kitsune are now fully on the opinion that the mother's eyes are upon them. The wheel is about to turn, the fate of the world is about to be decided, and if the Kitsune play their part well enough, the mother will reward them by giving them a place as high as any other. Some even say that Bai Ming Zhai, the first, has been seen in the land again, preparing to lead her children to glory. So it is that the youngest of the changing breeds is now armed with faith and courage, ready to do its part. No, they're not. They're dead. They're dead. There's you sank Japan. There's no Kitsune left.
Japan is not. Well, they probably evacuated everybody out of the city, and there's also Kitsune outside of Japan as well.
All the Kitsune say, "Come on, guys, we're going to Korea. We're gonna fight the worm in Korea." And that's the plan.
Pretty much.
It's the master plan. So,
all right. What happens to the Macaulay?
The Macaulay die. They say, well, the world ended once before, it's going to end again. So the Macaulay, instead of preparing for war, go to the mages, the changelings, and some other special humans. And they say, hey, we're about to die, so let's tell you everything we remember from the Nesis. Now, if we survive and you die, tell us everything you know so that we might remember it in case you die. And that's it. That's the plan. It's to get all this down on paper before they all die. just in case someone survives the apocalypse.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, the McCollers saying, hey, Chief, this ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna survive this. It ain't gonna happen.
Are any of these guys going to survive this? No.
Probably not.
The question is, what are the last things that they're going to be doing before they die?
The Naga. Now, Ryan, pop quiz for me. Do the Naga reveal themselves? Yes or no?
No.
They do.
Do they? Wow.
Yeah, the young Naga say, well, our job was to be the enforcers of the changing breeds. We don't have a job if all the changing breeds die. And Gaia dies too. So did we mess up? Did we fuck up our jobs? I guess there's no point in keeping it a secret anymore. So they just... Well, it's the old Naga want to die alone in silence. The young Naga just walk over to the Beast Courts and the Ahadi and say, hey, we're snake people. Let's help you out in this final fight. And that's what happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is...
Oh my God.
And
You do real... I could think of a great scenario where suddenly the Naga reveal themselves, and then all of a sudden, the followers of Set are looking and saying, "It is Set. Set has sent his followers. He has sent his mighty warriors to help us."
you get
And the
Naga
Naga are just like, who are you?
5 points of manipulation, 5 points of subterfuge, and you convince the Setites that you are indeed Set.
Yes. And you will help us.
Yes. And behold, my favorite vampire clan gets to participate. I think I've come around on that too, where the Setites just might be my favorite now. It's because of the whole we are a religion of chaos and change kind of aspect to them. Not like the fucking Hollywood Bohemian Grove shit that they do. Let's see who else is here. The Noisha.
Yes.
You ready to be disappointed, Dan?
I just read it and I'm not disappointed. It sounds awesome.
They fucking killed old man Mannyskins.
I mean, he was going to die anyway, and guess what he left behind?
A lot of jobs.
Guess what he left behind for all the other Nuisha around the world?
All the stories.
Every single secret and power and gift of all the other Farah and Garu around all over the world.
And
so in his death, all the other Nuisha are fucking pumped up.
And then in his dying breath, he appoints one Nuisha lady to become his next chosen.
Yep, Coyote's last chosen. He or she has a special task.
Yes. So now
that may tip the balance for Gaia. This young warrior has the power of Coyote, the knowledge of all the changing breeds, and a wicked sense of humor.
Gaia, help us all.
I love it.
And now there are only 99 Nuisha left. All right. We would like to begin our next segment called Johnny's Rats,
Hey.
Let's see.
Ratkin.
So the Ratkin, where Ryan, you know the whole like Family Feud Steve Harvey meme, where Steve Harvey's going, yes, Gale. That's what the Ratkin are right now. That was terrible. Where every Ratkin is looking at this and thinking, yes, this is what we've been waiting for. Woo, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. And they all just
it's happening.
They all get their weapons. They say, we're going to come up and we're going to kill everybody. When we get into power, we're going to kill everybody. We want blood.
They're as excited as the average Southern gun enthusiast whenever there's a guy that breaks into their home.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hail rats! Our power's about to be released. We're ready to drink their blood, to bathe in their blood.
Burst Movers there leading the charge.
And along with the rat that are playing in Dan's Amazon game.
Yep.
I haven't told you what we're going to name him yet, have I?
Well, I guess that's up to you during the game.
Yes. And there's only one issue, Ryan. The rat can cultivate go insane. Every single rat gets an automatic point of freak factor. Where side effects include poor self-control and paranoid delusions.
Oh God. They're all ready to fight, but they all have the same delusions as Don Quixote.
Yes. An entire group of rats who are absolutely fucking crazy, going around with no real leadership and Ryan, would you like to guess how many Ratkin there are?
Thousands.
Now,
Millions?
the amount of Ratkin is double the number of every Geru and every Fairy breed.
Jesus.
That many. The rats will inherit the earth, Ryan. The rats are going to take over. The rats win. The rats
Yep.
win.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, that's not from Mari. That's just a wrecked car you're beating.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. And then lastly, the
You're
Rokea.
attacking the wrong thing.
Let's see.
It's not even alive.
The Rokea. The Rokea kill each other. Where the Betweeners and the Traditionalist Rokea finally get sick to damn death of each other, and instead of fighting the worm, they fight each other until a guy called Joining Stream comes in and proves to be too strong for the Rokea, as he is the one and only Hamid Rokea. Ooh, we finally got one.
Huh. I thought that was a mission that they had to do in Antarctica.
Where there was where the Betweener Rokea all go to Antarctica and fight what's down there. Meanwhile, the old guard Rokea go back to the bottom of the ocean and try to save the coral people. I forgot what their name is. The Rorqual, that's what they're called.
Mm.
And they're probably not going to survive, which is a shame because I really like the Ratkin, but the Rokea are my favorite. I would have liked to play one in your Amazon game, but I think we're too far away from a body of water.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the other games, where to say, in case you want to bring in any other splats to your Chronicle, here's what's going on with them. The Wraiths, well, Wraith the Oblivion's meta plot has already concluded by this point. Stygia's fallen, Karen's gone, and everyone else has ascended. So Wraith isn't going to be a factor in your game. And all the changelings are dead, I assume. There's just no changeling mention whatsoever in this book.
So, if they die, what happens to them if there's no underworld?
If there's no underworld, well, you all just go to heaven and hell. That's what happens. We finally get rid of this middleman world of the underworld, and you just go off to where you're supposed to go. That's it. Simple as that. As for what that world looks like, we don't know. And I think that's the point of Wraith the Oblivion, is that you just don't know. Where part of the theme of Wraith is just better the devil you know than the devil that you don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then the vampires in Kuei Jin, as it turns out, the Eater of Souls comes back, apparently kills Cain. Cain is just nowhere to be found during this time. Maybe he was dead the entire time. And we finally get to find out what the Eater of Souls would have done had he not been stopped by the Croatan. He takes control of every vampire in Kuei Jin. Every single one of them gets mind control by him. And,
Even Shimichi?
yeah, including Zamichi, including the Zamichi Antediluvian, if he's still alive. Now, what's this entail? If you were not already on a path, you automatically become a white when the consumption worm takes over. He just he instantly turns you into a white, and you just diabolize and eat everything, and that's it.
Sign me up.
And as for what happens with the mages, well, the Tenocracy
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. What about the other What happens to all the vampires? I mean, what happens to Lilith? I'm pretty sure she had a part in this.
Well, Lilith is also implied to be Gaia too. So it's kind of like ambiguous in the books too, where the books have the vampire books have said like maybe Lilith is the spirit of the planet itself, but we don't know, and that's kind of like the point with Lilith. And if you want us to go in depth with Lilith, you're going to have to wait until we cover Gehenna.
Yep.
Well, wasn't there like a plot in like Rage Across Heavens?
There was, but it doesn't come up in this book. Yeah. It gets dropped. And
well, that kind of sucks.
As for what happens with
the
what happened?
I was hoping what's his face would make a comeback as well. No, not Kronos, but like riverboat guy.
Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah. Oh, he's already ascended. He's passed. He passed. 3 years prior to Apocalypse, his story concluded. And
well, gosh darn.
And the Tenocracy.
So what about the change? And what about the changelings?
They
all die, right?
Yeah, they're gone.
Because of banality.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
The Tenocracy collapses, where the Weaver calls in her bet, and immediately comes in, and Eden gets his wet dream. The entirety of the technocracy gets droned. Amazing. So, thank you, technocrats. You fucked up humanity all the way to the very end. As for the
yes.
As for the traditionalists, well, they get exactly what they wanted. No paradox. You just run around. And
Wow.
You just if you have a mage in this game, he suffers no paradox, ever, for any of his spells. So, Ryan, whatever spell you want to cast as Vite, you can just do it now. Just whatever.
I would like to think Fight's still alive.
And
Just like in the medieval times.
exactly, it's that the age of dragons has returned. But back
So now we're gonna party like it's $12.99.
it's $9.99. And
$9.99, yeah.
And the hunters, it says here, if you're a hunter, if you're an imbued hunter during this time, God bless you, because you're going to need it. You can imagine how much work the imbued have for themselves during this time. And see, and now for the battlegrounds.
What about the demons?
Demons, schmemons. A demon would override this entire scenario. This demon,
Yeah.
This demon of fallen is on just a whole nother realm. Where
So Lucifer comes back. And he's like,
Lucifer would just come back, kick the worm to the curb, and then take over the world. And it's as easy as that. Behold, no plot, no more plot. Lucifer just comes.
So what happens to the Black Sparrow dancers?
What happens to the Black? Who matters what happens? Lucifer's going to come in and smite them.
Well, hold on. What happens to the other tribes?
I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
All right. So before we get to the final battleground, we have the other battlegrounds, where Egypt. Now, what are the Silent Striders doing? They're trying to break the curse of Set, because as it turns out, every Setite is currently going through frenzy. Where, I think they realized by this point with the apocalypse happening that Set isn't going to come back, and despair just grips the heart of the entire tribe as just start freaking out, where every Setite just will spontaneously go into frenzy at random times. Additionally, there's.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. You see something in the book that says something different?
Yeah.
Yes. Read your portion.
The chapter that talks about the scenario of which tribe falls to the worm first.
No, but I'm looking at page 25.
Okay. Because in that chapter it describes them, the brain eaters, like seeing Set, and that he is just this giant worm beast in the Umbra.
It is.
And he eventually comes forth.
And then there's also the Apophis pipeline, where there's a pipeline that leads through Egypt that is Indra Oil's last lifeline. If you blow it up, a giant snake demon comes out of it. Amazing. So, rip the band-aid off whenever you're ready for it, Silent Shredders.
And that giant snake thing is Set.
And also the Ahadi are playing a big part in this part. So the majority of the Bastet, the Korax, and the Makole of Africa are all participating in this fight as well. Next up is the Beast Courts, where Asia, it's just, to summarize what is in reality just 3 paragraphs of fluff text. It's more the same as to what was already going on in Asia. It's the Beast Courts fight the Kuei Jin. Yay. And that's really all that happens. Moving on, the Black Sparrow Dancers. Every single BSD makes a beeline for Scotland, where they say, we need to take back Scotland today before the world ends. And they're led by Zizak, chosen of Green Dragon. We talked about her last week, Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And turns out Zizak has a number 2. His name is Makorok. He's spelled at M''Corroc, who is a he is a rank 6 Black Sparrow Dancer Warlock. He's a Theurge. And he appears in the middle of the Sept of the Mile Deep Luck, kills every Fianna inside of it, and says, I have discovered a new rite that makes us immune to silver. Amazing.
There's a gift for that, you know.
Yeah, there is, but I've yet to read the mechanics for it, but I think it's permanent when you do it.
but they have the right to party.
Yeah, you gotta fight for the right to party.
Yeah.
What happens to Pentex, Ryan?
They thrive.
Oh no, they collapse.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Ryan. All that money that you invested in Pentex, you're not going to get a return on your stocks.
I just got glasses from them.
You gotta sell. You gotta sell
And the
that stock
syndicate
today.
is pissed.
The syndicate or all this money pissed away. A lot of good money is going to do for you in the apocalypse, you schmucks. Where the story goes that in 2003 they were having a big convention in Denver, Colorado. Their head of finance, Franklin Rubin, got up from the room, from the middle of the meeting, walked past the hotel maid, went down the elevator.
Went into the elevator and then disappeared.
Yeah, presumably shooting himself in his car down the road. And as for what happened after that, 7 psychics and a black spiral dancer theurge inside that boardroom went insane and killed every executive in the room, including a pretty important Harold Zettler, the man who was in charge of the special departments division. Now,
The man, the myth, the legend.
now that includes Project Iliad and Project Odyssey. Now,
Oh, yeah.
it's been a while since we talked about that, Ryan. Project Iliad was a project to make the Super Fomori, and Project Odyssey was a plan to do MK Ultra, basically what it was.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when the Ventru Fomori that was running those projects dies? What do you think happens?
First off, he wasn't Ventru, he was Malkavian.
The Malkavian. No, but Dominate was the key discipline here.
Yeah.
So what happens when he dies, you think?
People go back. Oh, people are going to be in serious pain.
Or every single beast and psychic that he was managing,
Yeah.
they break loose to Dominate.
Yeah.
And immediately destroy every lab that they were held in. So every demon that you made in Project Iliad is now on the loose, and every psyker you made is on the loose. Where I'm looking at for her name, Jane Russell, who is an Imperium-sanctioned psyker, who's on the same level of power as, I think, Ozek Araman from the Warhammer 40k by this point, is now leading an entire psychic army across New England. So if you want to fight in Maine, Vermont, and New Hampshire, that's your enemy. Does that sound awesome?
Wow.
Yeah.
We
Come join us in Maine. We'll fight.
Wow. Just like it's veterans of a psychedelic war.
Yes, exactly. Your favorite song from Blue Oyster Cult, where
Yeah.
it's have you played Space Marine 2? Because
Nope.
you're basically playing Space Marine 2. The enemy of that game is the Thousand Suns, with the psychic evil Space Marines. And
Told you, Warhammer ain't my thing.
yes, and the exact same shit that you see the Thousand Suns doing, that's what Jane and Russell and her psychers are doing. And there's also a whole section here about Texas and Arizona where, fuck you, there was no Texas during that point, and Yellowstone exploded. But Oregon, there's an entire demon farm in Oregon that's printing out Fomori, and now the Fomori are being released from Oregon. And then in Texas, there's this guy there called, what's this fucking guy's name? John Burns, who's a frogman. And he's got this entire demon ranch in, Socorro, New Mexico, after he escapes Texas. And he's starting to print off demons to fight for the worm. For Mori, basically. And
Is this Frogman, is he a rare Pepe?
he is, yeah. It feels good, man. And the name of his organization is First Team Omega, where in Oregon and Texas, well, what survives in Texas after he put up the firmament, you know what Magneto wanted to do, what his wet dream was, what he wanted his vision of the world to be. That's what's going on in those 2 states. You have
But with frogs?
yeah, but with mutant frog people taking over the world, and that's what you got. Ryan, you want
It is mute.
you want
It
to
is
fight?
Magneto's plan.
It is. You want to fight Magneto, Ryan?
Yes.
It sounds.
Please. I win.
You find a man that wears a Roman helmet and he wears his underwear outside his clothes. I could take that gun to fight. And
Not me, but Grimwood.
additionally, in Texas, there was this giant AI plant in Rice University in Houston. The Weaver discovers it, opens a hole in the gauntlet in that university, and every Weaver spirit built for war comes out of it. Fun. So, Terminator.
Hold on. So a whole bunch of gun spirits sprout out of this like Weaver plant.
Yeah, all these gun-toting spider monsters come out of Texas. You ready
Yeah,
for
and Nazi's really done anything. Give them a name for themselves.
That sounds awesome.
That's a metal visual right there. And along with that, Scorched Texas. So Mad Max with spiders with guns, and that's your premise. Ready for that campaign? And then lastly, I think it's the Amazon where once again Gogo Fangs first did his job and chased everyone out, everyone that was Pentex related out of the Amazon. Now you still got a bunch of polluted shit, you still got a bunch of monsters, but here's the thing. Gogo Fangs first talks to all the angry plant spirits, and now he's got a bunch of poison ivy monsters walking around behind him. Fun.
But he survives, right?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's one of the only named characters that survives the story. Where we're going to get into it in a minute about just how many named characters get killed off in this book. Alright. And that is the basic premise. Now we can go on to Chapter 2, The Last Battleground. Where the premise behind this is that either the Garu Nation approaches the Worm, or the Worm approaches the Garu Nation and says, okay, we've got all these little BS fighting grounds that we're covering. You and me name a time or place. Where would you like to have the final battle take place?
Austin, Texas.
Where?
Yeah.
Well, the visual will be just described at the Worm. I think that's where you're gonna have your apocalypse game, Ryan.
Yeah.
So
Mars.
we get to go to Mars with Nergal. We get to meet Santa at the very end of the world. And
We get let's have a final battle in Vancouver with the vampires.
And the premise behind this is that it's a little bit late to bring up this in the book, in my opinion. But in 1997, the Worm did a whole sacrifice that's basically ensured that the Wicked Nightmares was going to happen. And that's in the book for some reason.
But you said that the apocalypse happens in 1994, so...
Well, in 2004.
In 2004, yeah.
And they did a sacrifice in 1997 that ensures that Ravnos the Antediluvian will wake up, is the whole thing. So the Worm takes credit for it. And first order of business...
Of course he would.
Now, Dan, you ready to get disappointed?
No.
Alright, page 38 in the book. First order of business that Worm does is that he kills every Nuisha. In this scenario.
Where?
And page 38.
Page 38?
Yeah, where the first order of business is that he kills every Nuisha. Where, starting in Bangladesh and chasing them all the way into the ethereal realm, he hunts down every Nuisha for their ability to step sideways and control all the realms. And that entire Nuisha subplot that he thought was going to go somewhere goes nowhere. In this
Hold
version.
on, I'm reading it.
It sucks, don't it?
Where does it say that?
Where the Nuisha are hunted, that entire segment down there, and it's storytelling the destruction of Nuisha on the next page.
All I see is oh, here we go. The Nuisha are hunted. While the Garu may have...
It's going to hit you in just a minute. It's going to hit you. Oh, and also the Korax too. The Korax get killed in droves. I think some members of the Korax survive, but every Nuisha is dead in this scenario. And yeah, it's sounding like it is with the Nuisha being disorganized. Just giving Dan just a moment to look this over. Because as a big Nuisha fan, I know he's going to hate this part. Yeah, you see.
They just made it, and only they noticed someone, and someone.
In his last 7 years, they start fucking killing them all. And
are still harshly felt if you are comfortable going into the Garu. They're only
kids. Are you following along at home?
Okay. Well, that
No
sucks.
kids are watching our channel.
Yeah. Man children.
It's age restricted.
Man children, are you watching at home?
Well, that sucks.
That's better.
Yes. So that whole thing you thought was going on with the Nuisha, not in this scenario. Not here. And then
Well, again, there's also several scenarios you can actually go.
and then
This is just one of them.
And then the worm makes a new kind of Fomori called the Midnight Shadow, which is described to be a combination of a centipede, a slug, and a human child in one. And they go around and start killing people. And it's the last Fomori made by the worm until the final battle happens. And in case you want to know what that thing does, it is Willpower 8, Rage 9, Gnosis 10, Essence 25, with Air Sense, Divine Prey, Materialize, Peak, Tracking, and Worm's Mind. Where, in case you're wondering what killed all the Nuisha, that's what killed them. And its picture is on page 40. Where it's...
Cool.
It is. It's gross looking.
And Zizak gets sacrificed?
Where Zizak decides that in order to benefit the Garo Nation, she will take the bullet where she sacrifices herself in the name of Green Dragon to empower the Green Dragon. And you thought you were going to fight Zizak in the final battle? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, then who kills Jonas Albrecht?
Well, he's yet to die in this scenario. Where
So he lives in this scenario.
yeah, he's alive here. And,
Okay.
And
So that prophecy where Zizak was supposed to stomp Albrecht to death is not exactly happening. It's almost as if there's several scenarios happening.
and you look at them too, where you can also have it be that Zizek, before she fights Albrecht, that before she sacrifices herself, that she fights Albrecht and wins, and then does the sacrifice afterwards.
Didn't say anything like that.
Where it's on the next page, and
Yep.
and I'm so happy that we get to just gloss over Jonas Albrecht in this book. The main character of the novels. Weren't you so happy to follow his story? Well, guess what? The story doesn't go anywhere anymore. Amazing. And
Well, because it was up to the players to actually bring that about.
yeah, if anyone likes Jonas Albrecht, I get to use them in this. And there's a bunch of signs and points about the Red Star and shit, and the book is just stalling before it gets into the real meat and potatoes of this chapter. And then the last sacrifice is the perfect menace. Where Ryan, if you were excited about being the perfect menace, they kill a 5-year-old in this book. Where
Nice.
yeah, they find the
He
kid.
comes back. He comes back.
Yeah, he comes back, but they kill a child. And yeah,
Yeah.
where after they get Jonas Albrecht, well, it's up to you as to whether or not you want him to die. They kill the kid, and now the sacrifice has been done. Where for some reason the worm just had to check those boxes off a list, and now he's ready to do the final fight. As for the purpose behind that, I guess they're like trying to summon like aspects of the worm onto the surface. It doesn't matter. The actual final battle takes place in the Umbra.
Wow, the worm had this great rite just put in place where all the candles are lit, but when you get into the center of the entire semicircle, all you see is just this like tiny little bingo card. Okay,
Yeah, it is. Let's see.
Menace child is killed. Bingo.
There it is. Five in a row. I can manifest myself now. and after that, and now we get to fight the worm. You ready to fight the worm itself? You ready for that?
Now, fighting the worm itself is kind of difficult because it's kind of a concept, not really a thing.
Yeah, but don't worry. Your totem spirits will accompany you in this fight. Now, picture that. You ready to see Fenrir come back from his realm?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a sight.
Oh yeah. Along with that, he's fighting alongside Stag and Falcon
and Wendigo,
Grandfather Thunder. Where, imagine Grandfather Thunder and Fenrir meeting face to face.
I mean, no time to talk. Busy fighting.
Where they have the whole conversation that Homelander and Soldier Boy have. You're just a pale imitation. No, I'm the improved version.
I've never seen that show.
The whole fight between the two. It kind of like gets. It's really like all the even number seasons aren't really that good, but all the odd number ones are really good. Season 3 is very good. It just is like watching that in isolation. Next up, what else happens in this book? Flipping through these pages. And then the Night Master, we don't really need to talk about. He's just like a big damn scary worm monster. So it starts giving you different spots you can do the final battle in. Choice number one, the Abyss.
They all fight in the abyss. Makes sense.
Would you agree to that stipulation, Ryan?
Would
No,
I?
no, Ryan. What is the Abyss?
Malpheus.
Nothing.
Oh
Blackness.
yeah, it's not. It's not. No, it's not even Malpheus. It's just nothing.
Well, it's like right next to it.
It is right next to it, but you have played Dark Souls, right? Or at least know of it.
Yes.
So you remember the realm that you fight the Four Kings in?
I know of it.
That's what it looks like.
Huh.
Where it's just the construct, but instead of it being white, it's black. It's just, we got no floor, we got no walls, we got no ceiling, but we're standing on something. We don't know.
That's like just. It's all monotone. Just so boring to look at.
Yeah, so if you want to fight and just. I'm imagining that your storyteller just couldn't afford a map or battle map for it, and he just grabs a blackboard and sets on the table and says, "We're doing the apocalypse in the abyss. Everybody, put your token out and roll initiative."
I mean, the cover of the book is so colorful, and
Yes.
yet the final battle is just, in reality, just so monotone and bleak.
And then you got a guy here whose name is Nightmaster, who's a Shadow Lord hero and great warrior, who went to the Abyss and scoped it out and said, "Okay, Worm, we agreed to your stipulations to fight in the Abyss." And that's it, really.
Right. Because in order to fight the worm, you have to go right to where its home is.
You just gotta fight there. Along with, like, right next to where the demons of Demon of Fallen are.
Yep, and all the, all the lost wraiths and shit.
Now, Ryan, if you were in charge of Hell, would you open up a window and let the fallen angels being tortured for all eternity see the final battle?
Yeah.
Yeah, because why not?
Let's see. A good way to throw off this.
Because it'd be torture.
A good way to throw off this final fight.
Torture is their thing.
Have a fallen just pop up in the middle of the fight and just. It doesn't matter what side the fallen's fighting for because they'll just cause chaos regardless. And you guys went.
And if there's one thing that I love more than anything in this world, it's chaos.
It's chaos. Which chaos god do you worship in for him before decay?
The only one.
Is Zinch.
Absolutely.
So, like, what happens? What else happens in the abyss?
Well, that's just where you want to fight. Where the Nightmaster comes, like the Nightmaster leads the charge because he knows what the abyss looks like, and he's a fucking crazy Shadow Lord, and that's his character. And then the Midnight
Like Shadow Lord, like werewolf, or like just Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord Werewolf.
Oh, okay.
And then the other forces leading the charge are the Midnight Shadows, where the same people that killed Inoisha. If you want to get your revenge for what happened to Inoisha, now's your chance. And
cool.
This book basically just goes through like the different like playing fields you can have the final battle take place in. It's basically an extension of chapter 1, is what this is. Next up, the ethereal.
So what happens?
What?
Yeah, I was going to say what happens in the ethereal realm.
The ethereal realm. You want to have the final battle take place in heaven instead. Whereas the entire final scene of Hercules, you want that to be how your chronicle ends?
Can I have the fallen angels watch it there?
Where it is. Well, you have two angels still around. You have Zerial and her IT assistant, and they can just.
I think the ethereal realm is where all the angels and all the beings are just. They just got like a very big bowl of popcorn. There's like a 10,000 inch TV, and they're all just watching like the apocalypse happen.
Are you saying they're popping champagne and raising a toast?
Yes. Making all these different bets. And
might as well.
Two key players play a role in here. The first one is Ishtara. If you remember her, she is the other. She's the alter ego of Gaia, where that I like. Where Gaia herself gets to fight for her. They give Gaia agency in this fight, where she gets to fight for her own emancipation from the worm, which is cool to me. And
Interesting.
Do not let her die, because if she dies, the planet explodes if that happens. And next up is Rourke. You remember Rourke, right? Look, guys, it's Rourke. Feel free to tell me if you actually don't.
The most violently aggressive Incarna present.
Oh, yes. The guy whose entire planet exploded before and became asteroid belt.
I thought a
And
word was like
Oh,
a
wow.
wolf type.
Oh, wow.
yeah, where this happened to him, and he's here for revenge on the worm. He's not going to let what happened to him happen to someone else. And
Well, then.
and you also want to know who Rourke really likes? As in the only people he likes? The Red Talons.
Oh, makes sense.
So imagine all of your Red Talon
I
players getting
I
a
was about
huge
to
buff
say,
off
yeah.
of them. And thus, also in this battle, stay away from Rourke, because Rourke frenzies the entire battle, and nothing brings him out of it. We're just going to turn him on and place him in the middle of the battle, and he's going to do his job, and just do not interact with him at all. just don't do it. It's
Cool.
a good example. You told me you're not into 40k, but the analogy was on my mind. Sigismund from 40k, where, to put it in perspective, Dan, because you haven't read the story, you know a hero is terrifying if the bad guys are freaked out by him. Where,
Yeah.
this was a moment that hit me in the books, where Abaddon, the destroyer of worlds, the guy that killed everyone on Acadia, looks at Sigismund and says, "My God, man, what did they let you do to them? What did they let you become?" And he just has this moment where Sigismund is just gone. Like the man he used to know is gone, and it's just a killing machine and left in its place. That kind of dramatic moment. I fucked up the line, but you get the point. And
Cool. So, add more men to the battle. Cool. So while Rourke is out there doing pretty much what already like Fenris and Wendigo were also doing as well. But what is Ishtara really doing? Is she just like sitting there being like, get away from me, worm.
She's on the back lines empowering you, where she's going for more like a support role. You're
Gotcha.
You're D&D healbot cleric, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Use them a little bit. There's actually one more planetary incarnate.
Rutama.
Yeah.
Rutama.
The Grim Reaper himself.
The Incarnate of Uranus.
Yes. What?
That's what it says. Rutama, the Incarnate of Uranus.
And there's no way to say that without cracking a smile. And he's here to pull you down to his wormhole.
Why?
That's what he's here.
Well, I mean, Uranus is not actively opposing the worm.
And you remember what Ruatma looks like, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Where he just looks like death.
Yeah.
From what I'm reading in this, Ruatma is really here just to chill. Where he doesn't
Pass the popcorn.
he's just here saying, "I'm here to see people die, and that's what I'm going to do." Where does he really participate in the war? No, he just looks at you. From what I'm reading.
Hurry it up! I want to see people die, for fuck's sakes.
And then Sakta is your cavalry, where the spirit of the moon itself will come in and help you at the last minute.
Cool. Back up.
And that's what your fight can be. So, Abyss or Ethereal Realm, which one do you want to go for?
Arcadia.
Arcadia, then. Going into Arcadia.
That's the next one on the... yeah.
So remember how all the changelings are gone? They come back for this scenario.
What?
Well, Ryan, the gateway that leads to Arcadia couldn't be the final battle. In case you don't remember, that is the changeling realm itself. The world of fairies. Where... I'm imagining this is the best likely scenario for you two, because how mechanically busted are changelings? How strong are they? Where...
I guess they're pretty good.
Where... Dan, when I was writing Changeling and I had you find the spoiler, did you take damage at all during that fight?
I took a little bit, but It's only because you're also dividing out your attacks.
And along with that, you had the fist of Timmy Gong that was splitting the earth with one punch. And
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was that broken.
it's very hard to kill a troll once he makes a bunch of votes. And then if you want to have a fight in Arcadia, we'll just be our guest. What does Arcadia look like? You guys are familiar with American McGee, Alice? At least that version of it.
Yes.
No. That's what Arcadia looks like at this point.
Right, but not a lot of people. Our audience doesn't know what that is. You might have to explain.
So everyone's familiar with what Alice in Wonderland is supposed to be. So just take Wonderland and make it really twisted, bloody, and edgy, and that's what Arcadia looks like right now.
Like Wonderland.
Yes, where the Unseelie Court are saying that this is it. This is the Eternal Winter. We called it. It's happening. The Unseelie Court's here to stay. Where they're going to be in power forever because there is no summer left for the Unseelie Court to rule. And on top of what's happening here, the Arcadian Gateway has a spark. Where part of this is kind of like throwing me through a loop too. Where if you get thrown into Arcadia, are you going to have to become enchanted to actually remember the war that you're having here? And if this war is in Arcadia, how many people are going to go insane during a fight? Where you're in the middle of fighting a black BSD and all of a sudden you just lose your mind and just run off into Wonderland and you are never seen again.
You're going to lose your mind in any realm you go to at this point.
You are.
So.
Well, fighting in heaven in the ethereal realm is just going to be cool. And
I guess.
This one just makes sense to me. The atrocity realm. So
the atrocity realm, okay.
Yeah, wouldn't it make a little bit more sense to fight the worm on its own turf?
Yes.
Is that the atrocity realm?
Yeah. Where?
Okay.
Well, it's one of the worm's realms. It's Malpheus is the place, but the atrocity realm is a close second. Where?
Okay.
And so what's special about this? Well, the soul of the perfect menace is here. So if you want to
spirit, of the perfect menace,
the spirit. So if you want the spirit of a 5-year-old boy to help you out in this fight, you can do so.
All right, you're not really giving the perfect menace much credit. Like I'm pretty sure he has like a very important MacGuffin role at least.
He is your Deus Ex Machina. If you get him to help you out, he's going to help you save the day in the Atrocity Realm. And
cool.
Ryan, you remember we went over to the Atrocity Realm before in the show. What's in this realm again? Just it's in the name.
I don't know.
Every human act of cruelty you can think of is in this realm. Played on a loop. Where imagine all the videos you saw on liveleak.com. They're happening here on a loop. And except this time, if you died in the atrocity realm before, it would just spit you out and put you in the real world or some other part of the Umbra. Now, if you die in the atrocity realm, you die for keeps. In this case, your infinite respawns are gone.
No takesies backsies.
Nope, it's freeze tag, but you don't get to unfreeze your team. And
all the atrocities, all the sins and vile things of mankind become manifest.
And
you get attacked by a pineapple pizza.
And ironically enough, there's not as many Banes in this realm as you think because of how many humans have died. There's no longer enough humans to commit atrocities to number the atrocity realm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The worm really shot itself in the foot with this one. And also in this realm, if your attack misses and it hits the ground will open up and bleed. So now
it's like Arcadia.
Living being now.
Yeah, now would be a very good time to be an abomination werewolf. Is stick your head in the ground and heal. The one time that's going to be useful.
I mean, it's not actual human blood, or even blood at all. It's just going to be like
spirit blood.
You could argue that oil is the Earth's blood. So
somebody's been playing Road to Apocalypse Earth's blood lately.
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's a big piece of shit game. And Really, there's like a whole bunch of stuff about the Atrocity Realm saying there's Bane breeding pits you gotta shut down if you want to fight here. If you die here, you die in real life. How are you going to get out of the realm when it's all over? Because the only way to exit the Atrocity Realm is to die. But if you die in the Atrocity Realm now, you die for keeps. So if the fight happens here, you're not coming back. That's it.
I don't think there is any journey home, Sam.
So when you go into this realm, are you willing to make the sacrifice for the rest of the world? If you fight here, would you be willing to do that?
As long as I have no chance of coming back.
Yes,
We're fighting to the death, right? Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. And let's see here. If a player is corrupted, the storyteller should always. Okay, so here's what the perfect mess does. It unworm corrupts you whenever it touches you.
Oh, nice.
So in case you're spending too much time in the Atrocity Realm, just go next to Solidus 5-year-old boy, and he'll.
Which makes a lot of sense because I'm pretty sure you have to roll make corruption rolls every like 10 minutes. You're in the Atrocity Realm.
Yes.
So yeah.
And there he is, and he gets to reset you. It's a water breathing mechanic from Sonic the Hedgehog, ultimately.
Yeah.
And the Battleground. You remember the Battleground, right? Where every single great war, every single great battle that has ever happened in a war happens here on a loop.
Yeah, Valhalla, basically.
Pick a war. Pick a war, Ryan. Pick a war.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. May the Force be with you. That's a quote from the Star Trek movies. And
the Clone Wars.
There we go.
There it is. The animated or the movie version?
Both.
Which one? Which animated one? The Jimmy Garukovsky one or the 3D one?
The Tartakovsky, please.
Then yes.
And to very quickly summarize a bunch of text, that really is just what to do with the Battlegrounds. Just pick a war, pick a battle in that war, reenact the war, but this time the war is for keeps.
And let's not be a basic bitch and go with a World War II here. I mean, there's plenty of other wars you can choose from.
Yes.
American Indian.
You want to pick the War of 1812? Or
that one is undocumented and hard to kind of hard to kind of really pin down.
Well, the real story is in the battlefield.
I mean, War of 1812, more a war of attrition, if you ask me.
What else is it? The Spanish Civil War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. It's real CCR hours in this Werewolf campaign.
Storage wars.
There we go. That's great.
So whoever gets the most useless shit wins. Okay.
That's a Bonar show right there.
Let's see here. Ryan, you've seen Digimon, haven't you?
Long time ago.
Because you get to reenact the events of Digimon Adventure in the Cyber Realm, if you choose that realm to fight.
Never watched that, man.
The first 13 episodes are GOAT. It actually is a pretty good anime.
I've seen the original Digimon. Just like I haven't seen Digimon Adventure.
Digimon Adventure, that is the original show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they had to specify the names as they start making more stuff, but Cyber Realm. So basically what I was just describing, where the Weaver is actually going to get off of her ass and do something in this fight. Where
you skipped the legendary realm.
The legendary realm. Oh, the legendary realm that's within the battlefield.
Has been devastated, and the great hero spirits are now dead.
Yeah. All the inner jars that were going to come back are gone. And well, actually, that's why I skipped it, because there really wasn't much of a paragraph to go over. Now, was there?
Yeah.
So
well, that sucks.
So the Cyber Realm, you notice that the Weaver's been sitting on her hands for most of these scenarios. Where here she actually gets to participate in something where instead of it being a two-way fight, it's now a three-way fight. Where you've got the Garnation on one side, the Worm on the other side, and then the Weaver on the other side. And it's a whole fight to see who is going to take over the world. What do you think? It's a little bit more complicated that way, right? So
my money's on the Weaver. It's just way too powerful.
My money's on me.
And as it turns out, you wonder what happened to the Cyber Dogs. It turns out they're here. the random interrupts didn't kill them all. Because some of them are actually
Makes sense.
Yeah, some of them are sitting here waiting for this day, and they're waiting to get revenge on the rest of the Garo Nation now. And the Weaver's ultimate goal in here, the Weaver actually isn't doing much with her troops, because her real goal is to actually close off the realm while everyone is in it. You all
Why
wrapped
did
up.
I know? Why did I predict that was actually going to be her plan?
Yeah, she's going to wrap you all up in a little wad of paper in this realm, throw you in the trash bin, incinerate you, and then take over the world. So,
one great big firewall.
and that's it. That's the Weaver's plan, to not actually participate in the war at all. You know, the Weaver's actually a genius now that you think about it. And there's also a possibility that, okay, if unable to contact, the Weaver can also summon help by GWNet. I'm getting a strong sense that the Glassworkers can turn traitor during this scenario.
There's a chapter for every scenario of every tribe that turns. So
where you can, there's 3 scenarios actually where the Glassworkers turn evil. Where it's this one, it's the tribe falls, and the Weaver ascending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want the Glassworkers to backstab you, now's the time to do it.
But either way, all their minds basically get taken over by the Weaver.
Yes.
Just like in all the scenarios anyway. So.
Or the Weaver realizes she's wasting her time and immediately makes a beeline to try to corrupt the Shadow Lords and the Get Fenris. Who are that's what she actually wanted for Christmas, but didn't get it. She got the Glassworkers instead. You gotta settle for these fucking losers. And then looking at this, the main reason I haven't done so. Erebus. Yeah, I think that's it about the Star Realm. Alright, let's go to Erebus. What is the big draw about Erebus again, Ryan? It's got to do with a certain river that runs through it. Make sure.
The Nile?
Styx.
Yeah, the river Styx, the river Sanzu.
Oh, river Styx.
That is made entirely out of liquid silver.
Close enough. I mean,
Now, you remember what happens to you when you're submerged in this water, right?
You theoretically are supposed to be purified
Of everything.
of all worm corruption if you're a werewolf, but
Once you set out soul,
there's only so much you can do.
So you get to fight in a realm where, thankfully, if the worm tries to corrupt you while you're in Erebus, you can just jump into the water for a turn and then jump right back out. And that's all it takes.
Right. So what happens in this realm?
They never did
Does
say
the
if
river
you could. You know what I'm thinking about? They never said if you could drink the water in Erebus. Actually.
You can, but I mean, it would probably hurt you or kill you.
So you remember the great warden spirit Kiris that lives here? So she shows up, where she's the great adjudicator, where, Ryan, I'm trying to think of a good example for this. You're familiar with Jujutsu Kaisen, right?
yes.
I'm trying to remember his name. Higuruma? Hiromi Higuruma, you remember him?
Sounds familiar.
He's the guy.
I'm more a face person.
He's the guy with the gavel and the sword, where his domain expansion leads to a world that's a giant courtroom where you get tried for all of your sins.
I don't think I've made it that far.
That's basically Karis's character, is what she does.
I got you.
She whisks you away and then sentences you to death. And that's her whole character. And what happens here is that she participates, and she's not entirely happy that it's gotten to this point, but we got some worm to kill. As for who else appears in this fight, Cerebus. I'm saying that name wrong. I'm a fucking idiot. Cerberus appears in this fight.
Ah, cool.
Which generation of Cerberus is your favorite?
Generations of Cerberus?
And different iterations. I like the Hercules one where he's this big scary dog.
Iterations. I heard generations.
Yeah. The generations of Cerberus. Where
the one from Hades.
that where's a good boy.
I like the one from that cute comic book where Death is just like this adorable little skeleton guy, and Cerberus is just a little puppy.
And if you want to fight Cerberus in this fight, He's fucking impossible to kill, but if he does die, it just completely destroys the defense of Erebus. So the fight is carried by Cerberus in this fight, but do not let him die. He is a crutch character for you in this fight. And
Cool.
as for the Perfect Menace, he's supposed to be here, and he does. He shows up. If you're, by the way, if you're suffering from any of the plagues that we mentioned before, Robbie or the Red Death, if you jump into the water of Erebus, you're clean. Cool. And the Perfect Menace, where same thing with him, where same with the worm corruption, curing powers. He can also cure you of any disease if he touches you, which is cool.
That's not bad.
And as for who shows up in this fight is the Defiler Worm herself that appears in this area. Where there's a little cube in this book that tells you to really get nasty with what the Defiler Worm does. Because after all, it's the Defiler. And
oh yeah, driving with one hand on the wheel. Oh yeah. Never return your library books.
That's what I'm all about.
Go swimming after a big heavy meal kind of shit. Oh yeah.
Now, how do you kill the Defiler Worm, Ryan? What's the theory here?
You refile it.
You fucking idiot. But you have to do an entire tribe sacrifice if you want to kill the Defiler.
What?
Yep, an entire tribe has to die in order to seal away the Defiler. Now,
Not it.
now,
Says the Fiona.
if the consumption worm got out before, wouldn't that also just put the Defiler Worm off to a later point? Well, I guess if you seal away the Defiler, that's it. Where Beast of War and Consumption aren't going to be able to pull any shit together, and the entire force of the worm will just collapse without Defiler leading the charge. As it turns out, Defiler really was carrying the entire fight the entire time. And the two other Trike Worm also appear here, but if you have the MacGuffin for this fight, or the game will just give it to you as the fight goes on, the Arrows of Rorg, if you shoot one with them, he'll run away and leave the fight. And Apocalypse will be subverted if that happens. You can't really kill these guys, but you can just hurt them so bad they quit. And
Absolutely.
And that's the plan. And of course, the worm is all disembodied, where even though it's a Triadic worm, it's not really a Hydra. It's just three separate entities that all move at different points. Where it's kind of weird that Erebus is the one that's given the rules as to how to fight the Defiler. There's no stat block for these guys. I'm assuming it's the same stat block they gave Kane in Vampire the Masquerade. And I'm starting to think, why would the worm agree to fight an Erebus, actually? Given that the water here cures corruption.
Because once you've corrupted everything else, what else is there to corrupt and to spread? You have to spread your tendrils everywhere.
Besides Erebus, but it looks like the deck is pretty stacked in your favor if you fight an Erebus. And,
what about Flux?
Right, Flux. Yo, you want to fight in Flux? You want to fight in the YouTube poop dimension?
Yes.
Where you can just go here and Kalub, one of the aspects of the wild itself, is waiting for you here. No, sorry, not Kalub. Manifestations of the worm is waiting here. Sorry, my mistake. I misread that. Where he's here and he's trying to corrupt the Flux realm itself. Good fucking luck, man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, does the wild even show up for his own fight? Take a guess here, Ryan.
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna say yes and no.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's the wild.
Even though it's the wild's own realm, he can't even be fucked enough to show up for his own realm's fight. That's what happens here. Where the wild's whole shtick is that I do nothing and yet I win every fight. And that's the plan here. And it's also the realm where if you want the Margrave to be an NPC to assist you, this is ironically enough where the Margrave appears to help you fight. Yuri Konietzko himself will assist you in this fight. as for how this fight's going to go, well, God bless you if you want to have the fight happen here, because stuff happens. Stuff just happens in Flux. It doesn't matter what
Well,
is. Just
what kind of stuff? What's Kalobaha?
he is the urge worm of consumption. Good luck trying to eat the entirety of Flux, because it ain't going to happen.
And what about? And who is the Knight of Despair?
The Night of Despair is also an aspect of the worm.
Uh-huh.
And those are your two aspects here where you want to fight the consumption worm, you don't get to fight the consumption worm here, you get to fight his lackey. Where it's just a little bit disappointing on that part.
Yeah, he's definitely not lacking.
Yeah, Flux doesn't seem like a kind of place to actually fight, because
how the fuck are you supposed to fight here?
well, it's not just that, but also what exactly are you defending if no damage is happening here?
Or there's just things just happen where I guess we can just go as ham as we want, because if something gets destroyed, it'll just pop right back into existence.
I mean, I think the best strategy actually to actually defeat the worm is just have all aspects of the worm be sealed away in Flux.
And then the wild binds you. In all irony.
Yeah.
Like Sauron.
Okay, and now we have to talk about the legendary realm. Now we can talk about it, where if you weren't fighting in a battlefield, all the Inajar that were set to reappear in the final fight, now they appear. Now, who are they? Every single named lore character in the back of the Werewolf books will help you in this fight. So pick your favorite, make a stat sheet for him, and throw him out into the middle of the ring, and that's your NPC helper for this portion of the game. Where, how many badasses were in the back of the Get Fenris book? Just just pick one of those guys. Pick the guy that was blown up trailer parks with tornadoes. That crazy ass image. And I'm looking at what else is here. Is there anything else crazy to talk about with this? No,
it's just only just werewolves in the legendary realm.
It's just the coolest werewolves you've ever seen before all come back for a final fight. What's that one schlock? The Record of Ragnarok. That's what I'm thinking of. That's basically what this is. And of course, the Perfect Mass Soul is here too, if you want to bring back this 5-year-old kid for this fight. And
what about Jonas Albrecht?
Jonas Albrecht, the world's biggest jobber, shows up to die again, and that's it. So glad we picked you.
What about does Gogo Fangs first make an appearance?
Oh, well, he's still alive. So,
or is he still in the Amazon?
Well, he could be here if you want. He can dip in.
Okay.
Now for the one we've all been waiting for, Malpheus.
Malpheus.
Now this one just makes sense, doesn't it? Where
Malpheus. Now this is where the party is happening.
Yeah, the party where
the after party is happening.
Invading the Temple Obscura, Dan, is one of the first things you get to do here. Where you remember that only 2 named Geru have made it to the bottom of this temple. And
they both got corrupted, right?
Yeah, number 2 and Hakaken were the 2 who went down here. And Hakaken became a totem, and number 2 became the Emperor of Malpheus, so to speak. So you get to kill both of them in this scenario. You finally get to put the screws on Hakaken for being a massive disgrace to the name of the Shadow Lords, and you finally get to put out number 2 for being the biggest traitor to the Geru Nation. It is such a cool visual to do. And of course, you have to make an intelligence roll difficulty 8. Intelligence and Enigma roll difficulty 8 to just navigate the fucking temple because of just how weird this place is.
There's also the Shattered Labyrinth here, right?
Yeah, the Shattered Labyrinth here too. We have to navigate that. And there's also like a dozen chasms and pits that you can just randomly fall down and die. And there's no way to come back from that. And just...
I think like it would be cool, like if they just to help get out of the Shattered Labyrinth, all of a sudden like you find Charon's lantern.
You find his scythe,
his scythe and lantern, which he used to actually escape from the abyss area when he first went into it.
Right, he fought Garul and killed him with it.
Yeah.
And of course, this is going to be the hardest bit to get out of, because by the time you reach the bottom of it, you're going to have to make a willpower 9, difficulty 9 roll just to not lose your fucking mind that deep into the Malpheus.
Or just touch the perfect menace.
That's all you gotta do. Just gotta bring the
True.
perfect medicine with you. And
If you take a patch of their hair, could you always be free?
you could, yeah. And I'm trying to see here. Does the trike worm just not show up in this fight? No. The worm does show up in this fight. So all three
No.
aspects of the worm will fight you over here, with the Beast of War leading the charge in this case, the Calamity Worm.
I think the worm was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, the worm. Let's see. The worm.
It's very true.
The worm was
Very,
in
very
JFK's
true.
brain the entire time. RFK's brain. Pangea.
Pangea. I mean, is it really relevant?
It's the copy of Gaia that the Wild is ready to pull out when Gaia finally dies. So.
Oh, okay. So this is the egg that's being preserved for after the world dies. Gotcha.
If the worm selects this place and he tries to screw over the Wild's plan of trying to start again, this is where the final battle can take place. Now,
gotcha.
Question: does the Wild show up to defend his own creation?
No.
No. What are you doing, my guy? Do something.
He already did.
He made Pangea and then did nothing after that.
Because why would I show up now when doing nothing has already worked for me thousands of times before?
There it is. I just sit over here and just sit on my thumb and spin around on it, and that's all I do.
I'm on a roll here, buddy.
But you know who does show up here? Karis from Erebus. That she pops out the realm.
from Erebus.
Yeah, she leaves Erebus to help you out here.
Well then,
As
long as what's his name? As long as Cherebus or whatever his name is can handle the fight himself.
Yeah. And you get to go into
the three-headed dog. Sorry.
Yeah, and you get to go into this fight, and she has a cup of water that's got a bunch of silver Erebus liquid inside of it, and she'll give it to you as the fight goes on, in case you get worm corrupted here.
There's a scientific term for what that's called. It's like silver antioxidants or something like that.
Right.
Oh,
I know, like, there's Aqua Regia, which is the gold version of that.
They also, I don't know. They put eye drops of it in newborn babies' eyes.
Yeah. And there's, and what else is here? You also get to find a character here called Elder Serpent, who is a good worm, not a bad worm.
Elder Serpent
is, and basically she's what Octena thinks he is, but Elder Serpent's not trying to screw you over. Basically, a good version of the worm that's going to replace the worm when the worm dies is who she is.
So a non-corrupted worm.
Yes.
Spirit.
And,
cool.
Let's see. And in the final...
Stay away from the corrupted worm. Otherwise, you will be corrupted again.
Is she going to help you out? Probably not. You saw how well it happened in God of War Ragnarok, where Thor got his ass... Thor handed the ass to Jormungandr during that fight. So I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Elder Serpent's going to do much help in this fight. And...
I could imagine like a Majin Buu kind of like scenario where like
you're just there to stall.
Well, it's there to stall, but like even if she gets devoured, I think there's a way of actually releasing her or freeing her, because like I don't know.
And there's some other suggestions as to how the final battle take place. Where the first one is the scar, where where the worm struck the planet itself and left a mark that never healed. You can have the final battle take place there, if you want.
Plunge the worm into the scar, and it's lost forever.
You can also have it take place in Summer Country, where I think it's it's easy to explain what that is based off of that name, and where you get to fight the worm on the set of Anne of Green Gables.
Imagine like fighting. I can hear like that song in a summer place in the background as like just you're fighting the worm.
Summer breeze gets louder and louder in the background.
Da, da,
um,
da,
the other one is
da.
Wolfholm, where the wolves originated from, and it means nothing now because the wolves are all dead in this scenario. They're all natural wolves. All wolves have gone extinct. And
Well, now they're dead again. Thanks for reminding us.
And those are realms.
Cool.
So the realm is just pick a place and fight in it.
Cool.
So
let's look at the tribes.
yeah,
We all know that there's going to be one of the tribes. One of the 13 tribes will fall to the worm. It is foretold.
Yes.
And in the book, it'll describe. Well, the storyteller gets to choose which one will fall. And they have scenarios of how that'll happen for each tribe you choose.
Well, that's the next episode, Dan.
That is? We're not going to get into that? Okay.
Oh, no, we don't have enough time for that. Because we're about to... we're close to the end of my recording time because after 2 hours, OBS just glitches the fuck out on my end. But also...
that's okay. That's okay because I actually have to head to work pretty soon anyway.
Yeah. So let me ask you some questions on this. And there's also a little bit of this chapter left called The Tribes in the Last Days. But we're going to go over that in the next episode. Where it's really wordy and I want to hear Kyle's blind reaction to the Red Talons part. I want to hear that.
Okay.
And so let me ask you some questions about what we just read. Ryan, you awake? He's up?
Yes, sir.
Ryan, where would you have the last battle take place?
Honestly, the fuck, what is it called? Void. There.
The Abyss.
Damn, that struggled to get out.
We'll have you fight in the Void.
The Void.
There was nothing.
Just nothing. Just nothingness surrounding you as a massive battle falls out.
It'll be very easy for you as a storyteller to run.
Yeah.
Is after all, you just need to make a black 25 by 25 screen on Roll20, and then that's it.
Boom, done.
That's all you gotta do. And when you die, you just go to hell. Can you go to hell and tell my wife I love her? Because rest assured, that's where she is. And where would you have to take place, Dan?
I mean, probably the most logical place would be like at the heart of all evil. So it's either has to be Amaltheus or Detroit. So
that's where the hellhole at least in Amaltheus is.
Maybe.
Where, for me, I know it makes more poetic sense for it to be in the Atrocity Realm or in Malpheus, but the visual of fighting in the Ethereal Realm is just so metal to me. Where that's where I'd have the final battle take place if I were to run this, and just have all the
a battle in heaven.
Yes, exactly. The war in heaven, precisely.
I mean, I would imagine the battle would probably take place in several areas.
Where it's
just a matter of like traveling from one battlefield to another until you finally get to the end.
Because it is just a little bit hokey that this final battle takes place in only one spot, and that's it. That's a bit of a stretch of the imagination in this book, because wouldn't every battlefield play a part in this?
I would say I would have it be at least the major battles should take place in 3 locations. I mean, going with
just one transition into another.
To best out 3. 2 out of 3.
Well, it's also because it's the triadic worm. Everything comes in 3s, right? So like each place is ahead of the worm, and it's that. And each battle has is a section that you're actually is a section of the worm that you're actually fighting.
Right.
You fight the worm at the same time, each head at the same time, and the only way you can defeat the worm is if you kill them all at the exact second.
At the exact same time.
Yeah, you land the blow at the exact millisecond.
It's everybody's favorite RPG trope.
Yeah.
I say you have to slay the worm not in its head, but rather at its heart, which is in Malpheus.
Yeah.
So I guess 4 battles.
You
because
gotta kill the one it loves the most.
So I guess the other 3 are like the distractions because they're distracting the head while one person goes for the heart.
We have 13 tribes. One of them falls, so we split the tribes up into 4 groups of 3, and then send them after the heads of the trike worm and then Malpheus.
Okay, everybody group up into pairs of 3.
We're going to draw numbers. If your number is 1, 4, and 7, you're part of team A.
Nobody got that. Okay. Pairs of 3. Okay. No.
You fucker. K as a knife. And see, thinking about this. So there we are. And I think I might as well ask you this question now we're on air. You mentioned the tribes falling before. Now, Dan, if you had it your way as a storyteller, which of the 13 tribes would fall?
I would say I would choose the most problematic player, and whatever tribe they are in, that tribe would fall.
That's great.
Now, in the Friday game, who is it between us?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the Wendigo.
You would kill my Wendigo.
Well, it wouldn't be the most problematic player, but I think it would have to be the player that would be strong or stable enough to actually be able to actually, continue to play even if their tribe has fallen.
The Wendigo have their shit together by this point, where even if apocalypse happens, there's still none of it.
Like, for example, if it's a new player that doesn't know anything and their entire tribe fell, like, it seems like they wouldn't really know what to do because they wouldn't have a lot of NPCs to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it all depends to me.
Right.
I go by like my storyteller kind of rules, so to speak.
Yeah, and
like in terms of like how it's laid out and how it makes sense.
Mm.
I think the first tribe that would actually go would either be the Silver Fangs or the Red Talons from just sheer rage of all the dying.
The writing on the wall with the tribes.
Yeah,
because we know where it's going. Ryan, come to think of it, has Sox messaged you lately?
No.
He was blowing up Greed's DMs earlier today, and that's why I asked. But
I blocked him a long time ago.
we finally did it.
Not blocked him. I unfriended him.
We finally did it. And
who is this? Sorry.
But the reason I bring him up is that he's somebody that we banned from the server.
Okay.
Yeah, for harassing Jen and Eden, that's why. And
I don't remember him, but whatever.
And in the game he ran, he had it be the glassworkers that fell. And
makes sense. If you're running a worm like focused like apocalypse, it would make sense if it would be the glasswalkers.
The GWs. Yeah. Well, I think it was more from a point that he just hated the glassworkers as a tribe, and that's why he did it.
Okay.
And that's it. So yeah, just pick your least favorite.
Hey, he's the storyteller.
I wouldn't pick the least favorite. And honestly, the ones that should fall is this is gonna be controversial. The Get. Yeah.
The Get. You would choose your own favorite.
Yep.
Over the Silver Fangs.
Yep.
And the Get. Really? If the Get becomes the Pure, where we'll talk about that next episode, there's no winning from that. And then the Pure. You remember how we said the Get famous glyph is that it's 2 lupus put together?
Yeah.
You're going to have to modify that glyph to make it 3. In that case, every 3 Geru is 1 Pure. And there it is.
It's a thwastika.
To close out this video, Dan, did you ever see the video of the twastika?
The twastika?
No. It was this white trash woman, and she's going, don't matter. I'm not going to drop the N-bomb on camera. Somebody's going to clip it. And then the guy that she's showing us as black, who's filming it, and they're going back and forth. All of a sudden, she just unzips her pants, pulls down her panties, and next to her pussy is a fucking swastika tattoo. And the guy filming it goes, "Oh my god!" and the woman goes, "And you tried to fuck me? I did not."
Jesus.
If a woman just pulled out the fucking swastika, okay, that's time to turn around and get back in the car. The argument's over.
It's gonna be a white boy summer indeed.
All right, that's it for this episode of Apocalypse. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, that's good enough.
Episode 100.
Episode 100, bitch. Yeah. All right, Dan, thank you for being a part of this episode.
You're welcome.
There it is. Ryan, thank you.
Hey, I didn't fall asleep this time, guys.
There it is. And thank you for being a part of this project for 100 episodes. To
100 episodes!
To Ryan, to Kyle, thank you for being guests. Dan, thank you to all of our guests. And thank you to the viewers.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this project. All right. And
stay tuned for episode 101. Another 100 episodes. Let's do it.
And we got 4 more episodes of Apocalypse to go.
Yeah.
We can do it. Let's do this.
All right. And I'm cutting the recording now. We'll see you next time. GN.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
And the wise words of Rap Red, drink water.